Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and I'm doing some area rugs today. I've got 5 of them in total to do. There's 2 more upstairs, and this is an opportunity finally to show the Rubbermaid Rayon / Polypropylene green stripe pad on wool area rugs. And I did an area rug a few days ago, and I didn't video it, and I already knew that I knew that it would work pretty well. So anyway, here we go. I gave these rugs a very good vacuuming, multiple directions with my Kirby. So these are very good vacuum for these thick wool rugs. And now, this is not the Astro Rubbermaid pad. This is polypropylene loops in the green stripe. If you go on the direct mop sales or two-way, you'll see these types of pads there. I don't know where you can get the AstroTurf ones, although you can, because I bought them very recently. But let's see what happens here. You made yourself a little maze.
Yes.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
When you went looking for who you might get to clean these rugs, how did you find OxyDry?
Oh, I did an online search.
Yeah.
And I was looking for something that would be non-toxic because my cats are my babies.
Yes.
And I saw your name, your company come up, and it talked about how I read everything, right?
Okay, you investigate.
So, yes,
Yeah.
and I saw that you had grown up in this with your dad. You developed your own product that was basically almost completely dry, used very little water, which for me, I thought was fantastic because it meant that I could have you do it in-house and not worry about damaging the floors.
Yeah.
Because that, the idea of, I've seen what companies do with them. They take them out of the house and then they pressure wash them, essentially.
Basically, exactly what
Well,
they
I
do.
could do that on my deck, but it destroys the rugs. And I
Yeah.
specifically bought wool rugs to have a natural fiber carpet.
Yeah.
That is warm underfoot because I've always got cold feet, and that has less capacity for static because I'm a person that has somehow a high static charge.
Oh.
So no matter what the humidity is at, I tend to
Really? So don't go near the.
arc weld to things. I'm not kidding.
Oh.
The snap, the noise, and the pain.
Oh.
Is crazy with me when the humidity gets.
Everybody, I've heard of people like that.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to watch out for high-powered towers or whatever.
Well, high power everything.
Oh boy.
I just, I just walk across the floor and I generate enough static to freaking. Now, part of that is I don't walk with bare feet on ground anymore, which as a kid I always did.
Oh.
And I grew up on the coast in Richmond. So
Right. Oh, it's a lot drier here than there.
It's a lot drier here.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I spent time in the Arctic, and I had a really bad time of it up there.
I bet.
Because, boy, in the winter,
It gets dry.
Minus 30, minus 40.
There's no air, no moisture anywhere.
There's no moisture left in the air
No.
at all.
No.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
That gives you a full...
Well, actually, what I find is a lot of people that call us because they are people who investigate. They're not,
Right.
they ask the questions. They You know, they're not just looking for someone to just clean. They want to know how you clean and what makes you different if you are
Yes.
different. And we are
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So-
for sure. So, and how I pick my real estate agent, same thing. I read their whole bio. I want to know who they are.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a, part of who I am.
Okay.
I want to know who I'm dealing with. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, and I've been at it now, we've been operating here in 28 years, which is like too long. But actually I'm from Victoria originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my dad was carpet cleaning there. So actually the total number of years I've been, involved in carpet cleaning is actually about 50. So I guess that means something.
Yeah, no, it does. It means you've got a lot of experience and you've, gotten to see what works, and of course with every kind of fiber possible.
Yeah.
The rest of my rugs are, all these synthetic, and most of them, I think they're basically almost like a silk screen.
They're
Patterns on them.
they're olefin. Which is
But how the pattern gets embedded, I'm not sure if they use different colored thread or if they actually sort of screen a print onto it.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that. I'm gonna flip that one because I know that it's time.
Ah, look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And this one shows lint like crazy.
Oh, yes, it does. But this one's also going with us because it's a smaller one that I got on a crazy sale. So I don't mind if I'm going to take this one to the trailer that we're now living in up in Peachland area, up on Champagne. And this will be the rug for us for the winter there.
Okay.
And
See the colors popping?
sorry?
The colors popping?
Yes. Yeah, it's very nice to see that. Actually, all my rugs tend to just give them a good vacuum and they already look better. Right? But it is, the whole Okanagan has a real dust thing.
Yeah.
So, in a day or two, you've got a little sheer of dust there and you can see the path where you walk most often.
Yeah. Down in Richmond, dude, we didn't, and on the coast, we don't deal with dust much.
No.
It's more mud.
No, yes, exactly.
Mud and mold.
Mud and mold.
Yeah.
Man.
Everything's green. Even the walls.
Yeah.
You said Richmond? Yeah. Yes,
Richmond, yeah.
Okay,
Ditchmond.
yeah. Ditchmond, yeah, exactly.
I
Yes.
grew up, playing and swimming in the ditches and catching tadpoles
Yes.
and frogs.
You haven't seen a ditch till you've seen one of those, eh?
Oh yeah, they're deep, they're big.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like everybody had to learn how to swim there.
Yeah, well, it's a delta.
Yeah.
It's an alluvial plain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And if there was ever a tsunami, watch out.
Yeah,
You're only like 2 or 3 feet above the sea level.
We lived right by the South Dike, close to the Massey Tunnel there.
Okay, yeah.
And we never actually had a flood, but in, I think, 1950, the river broke the banks.
Right.
On the very far east end, down by 7 and 8 road, we're off of number 5 road.
Oh, okay.
Now, are you okay to get this up these
Oh, yeah.
stairs? It's not a super heavy.
I do that all the time.
Okay. But they've been recently down
Ooh,
along
look
the
at that
South
one.
Dike. Yeah, that is just.
There's some
black.
crocking coming off there, which means there's basically excessive dye.
Right.
Okay, crocking is not uncommon on these type of rugs.
Of course, just
It's
like when you
it's a
wash
little-
clothes the
yeah.
first time.
Yeah, it's a little scary when you see that, but when you understand what's
No,
actually
I'm
happening,
not worried about it.
and it won't bleed because it
Yeah.
dries so fast.
Yeah. No, I've got no, I don't freak out over stuff like that.
Ooh. Needless to say, these pads are working fantastic. First time I used these new pads, new type of pad, and
Now,
they're
I'm
just
just
fantastic.
looking here, there's a funny, what's that stripe?
Yeah, that's because the pile's leaning one way and the other way.
Oh,
I have to.
okay, it's just that. It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. You can, yeah, you can look at it. You can see that, because, you know, I moved the
It does
machine.
have a track.
Yeah, I'll be grooming it before I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the last thing
Ooh,
I'll do.
grooming.
Yeah, grooming.
Yeah, like taking
Good
your
grooming, though.
putting green.
Good grooming, though, right?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Now, do you want to plug in up there?
I'll be doing that, yeah.
Yeah. I'll take that out for you. I guess you'll lighten the load a bit
A
before.
little bit. Might as well. Thank
There
you.
you go. Oop. Yeah, so Richmond has recently been redoing their pump houses to get water out
Oh,
because they're aware that now flooding becomes a bigger and bigger possibility.
uh-huh. Okay, well, I'm back now. That was interesting. Great conversation there with my customer, and interesting how she shares how she found us and what attracted her to OxyDry and why she called. So that's an interesting insight for those of you who've been or wanting to carpet cleaning or new at it or whatever. So I got these two up here to do. Actually, come to think of it, no, I'm going to flip it anyway. We'll do that here. And as you saw, the pad is working fantastic. I knew that it would. I knew it would. So we'll bring this up. So it's easy to pull it up and down the stairs, even when I got water in there, which I do, although there's not much in there. Good, I only put about a gallon or so in. So now one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the pad that on the back side here. And so the question about whether or not these pads are good for wool is definitely, very definitely. Normally, the way I would clean wool, at least the way I've been doing it, in most cases what I would do is I would use my brush. I have a soft brush. And then I go over it with the brush first. And then I would, after vacuuming it, of course. And then I would, usually I prefer to use a two-way pad, which is actually a combination of Rayon and polyester, apparently is what they are. I don't usually like to use the Iron Man. I think that the reason that I prefer not to use the Iron Man normally is there's a little bit more grip to them. And I found that the two ways worked well anyway. So that was usually how I did it. No, I'm not saying you shouldn't use an Iron Man, that was just my preferred way to do it. Now, one of the things I did notice when I did the other wool rug, which I didn't video the other day, was there were some marks on the wool, and they came out very easily with this Rayon blend pad. So I am just finding these pads just working great. And that's all I can tell you. And when I wash them, they wash up really, really good. I'll probably have to, I've got one already at home to be washed, so these will go into the laundry tonight when I get home. And all that black and whatever, that'll come off. Getting down low. I've got to make sure I get it. I'm getting it wet enough. Now, one thing about the wool is wool absorbs water, so you actually would be applying a little bit more water than you would say if this was a synthetic. And you can tell when you're cleaning, because if you're not wet enough, you'll feel the machine binding on the rug. You don't want that. But then again, you don't want to overwet it either. So it takes a little bit of practice to really get good at it. So I'm gonna go over here. And let's have a look at the pad. I bet it's black. Or green. Because it's green. Ooh, man, look at that. See? Yes. Really, really working well. Very impressive. Now the next one is a little more old school. Oh, right. You got really bad light in here. Yes, that's what you want. Oh, hopefully I have enough here in the tank. It's going to be close, but you can see the pads are just, I mean, it's performing phenomenal. But some of that is crocking again, and even fibers from the wool, but that's a lot of dirt too. I don't know, these pads are just, well, that's all I can say. So, this is a British India. I used to clean these a lot when I was in Victoria. It seemed like most of the area rugs we did, well, 30 odd years ago, would have been one of these. Almost always this or a Persian. And back then we never saw viscose. That didn't exist. That it's so good. And wool and the wall-to-wall carpeting was, well, it was either nylon or polypropylene. That was it. Pretty much. Oh, actually, yeah, that's right. Or occasionally wool, but not very often. So those were the simpler times. You know, things have gotten more complicated as they've come up with all these different fibers and whatever, that they're not getting better, that's for sure. Now, there was one stain right here, which I'm not, it is almost entirely out, but I did it by hand. That actually is ink, toner ink. So I did it a little bit with a spotting towel, and then I said, okay, that's enough. You just don't mess the fiber up. And I told her, we talked about that, and she said, nope, that's fine. She didn't expect me to get it out at all, so it does look a lot better. Probably half out, but I won't get it all out. Okay, yeah, I'm almost out, but I'll go over this one a little bit more. Now the fringes, normally I either don't do them if they're not visibly soiled, or if I do, I will spray them with Haitian cotton and comb that out or brush it out with a brush, and usually that works just fine. So, yeah, this is actually a very decent sized job, because I charge, for wool rugs, I charge $2.50 a square foot. And that's less than others are charging in my area, actually. And although there is an area rug cleaning plant in town, I do a lot of rugs that need cleaned. Anyway, take a look at the pad. Yeah, so that's from the British India. So you can see these pads are working phenomenal. Really like them. Okay, so I'll let you go. I'm going to do the grooming and finishing details, and then I'll be done. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.